Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Real Talk Wrestling Podcast. Of course, I am the one and the only, your host, the reigning and defending Real Talk Heavyweight Champion of the World, the prodigal son of the WWE, but remember, I am not really the prodigal son of the WWE. I am just a fan, but I know what I am, and I just told you what I am. I am the Real Talk Heavyweight Champion. Now, for the first time in our podcast history, we will be doing a special one. The one-man podcast band. Yep, yes, sir. Me, the champion, am the only one that is, fit enough right now at the moment to do the podcast, and we are reviewing Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night Smackdown. So let's get on with it. So to start the show, we had Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens starting the show, and he was a badass. He was an ass, and that is what we need from Kevin Owens is heel and just shit talk and hey, I'm gonna kick your ass type Kevin Owens. You know what I'm saying? And
Excuse me. Hey, Prodigy, how you doing? Hey.
Oh, I forgot. I was joined by someone. So
Yeah.
Looks like the one-man podcast isn't happening. For those who don't know who this is, why don't you?
I think they know who this is. This is the voice of Real Talk Wrestling Podcast. This is sad. I'm sad to say this. If you guys missed episode 9 of the podcast, I am the former Real Talk Wrestling Podcast champion. Yes, me and the Prodigy, he turned his back on me and decided that he wants to solo reign, and we flipped a coin and he won, sadly. But
I did what Kevin Owens did. I did the right. I made the right move.
You made the right move, turning your back on a friend for years that you knew me. But let's not see. Unlike you, Prodigy, I'm a professional. I won't let personal feelings stop what I love doing, these podcasts. And
I always liked Maverick more than you.
Oh, really?
Me and Maverick get it. We get it.
Yeah, y'all the same, man. Y'all just like stabbing people in the back. But for you, I'm surprised.
Well, to move forward in the business, you gotta take risks. You gotta make tough decisions. And that's what I did. I made a tough decision, but it'll work for me in the long run because I am never, unlike Maverick, losing the heavyweight championship.
Let's be honest. Did you rig the coin toss?
I did not rig the coin toss. It was heads and it was tails. I cannot get my hands on a double-sided head or a double-sided tails coin.
Now, I didn't see the coin toss, so we'll see about that.
I saw it clear on camera. So
I didn't see it clear on camera.
You probably weren't paying attention.
I was probably in shock that my best friend, my former co-champion, would do something like this out of nowhere. You know what's funny? When Maverick lost the title and he was like, so who's the champion? Who was the first person to say, let's do co-champions? Me. Did you forget that?
Yeah. Well, that was your decision. No. You should have just kept the title to yourself.
I thought I put friendship over the title, but that was my mistake.
That was your mistake.
Damn it, Prodigy. I trusted you, man.
Anymore.
I will be. Because Fastlane...
It's all about championships to me. I'm sorry.
Well, Fastlane, we're having a new champion. The first time in history, a 2-time Real Talk Wrestling Podcast champion. It's going to be the big bad booty daddy. And speaking of which, I forgot to say this. Finally, The big bad booty daddy, the triple B to the D, is here. Son of Scott Steiner, nephew to Rick Steiner, the big bad booty daddy is here in Real Talk Wrestling Podcast, episode 10. So what we're talking
And no
about?
one cares.
What we're talking about? That's what I'm curious about.
I was actually getting into the opening segment before you were rudely interrupted.
Oh, well. Excuse me.
But Kevin Owens is better this way. He is a heel. He is a jackass.
He's a dick, like somebody I know.
Hey, if it means being successful, I mean, shit, you gotta do it.
Yeah. So, surprisingly, I think this is the best move for Kevin Owens, despite Jericho breaking up, which was very
heart-wrenching.
Yeah, it's been a very emotional 3 weeks for me, man. Seeing all this happening and stuff, winning a championship with a friend, losing a championship, seeing Jericho break up. It's been a lot going on with me. So, but seeing this is what Kevin Owens should have been booked like since coming to the main roster. This is how his IC championship reign should have been, and so this is actually looking forward, and hopefully, I don't want to spoil this or throw the rumor out there, but hopefully this confirms that Kevin Owens is going to retain his Universal title. I'll be fine if it's DQ or count out, but hopefully Kevin Owens retains the title.
I just need Kevin Owens to retain the championship because Goldberg certainly does not need the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar does not need the Universal Championship.
Oh, speaking of Goldberg, sorry to interrupt you, Prodigy, the prodigal son of WWE. Hopefully you don't mind. Do you mind? No, okay, that's good. I find it funny how Kevin Owens referenced Goldberg's cardio. Because people who don't know, Goldberg is used to having 5 maybe to 10-minute squash matches back in his day, and it was reported that I think Rick Steiner, my uncle, said that one time Goldberg had a match and it was so long, probably 12 minutes, that he had to run to the back and get an oxygen tank. So Kevin Owens referenced Goldberg's cardio. Very hilarious to me. But what were you saying, Prodigy? The prodigal son of, backstabbing? Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Big Bad Booty Daddy, and I'm here to sponsor Batman vs. Superman.
Hello?
Oh. You just ruined my advertisement, but, So where'd you go? You was, trying to stab somebody else in the back?
Maybe not. I just thought that this was a pretty good segment. Kevin Owens made Goldberg pretty much look like shit.
Which he is.
Which is good for his character. The only thing, and he didn't say anything about the Y2J chants. He called Goldberg nothing. The only thing I had a problem with in his promo was the fact that Kevin Owens knows how to play the game better than anyone else. And that is very false, because there is only one true person that can play the game better than anyone else, and that is the game, the King of Kings, the cerebral assassin, Triple H. So other than that little comment, Kevin Owens pretty much did what he had to do, and it looked great, and I hope that he doesn't get squashed.
Yeah. I had no problem. I think this was probably the segment of the year. I know 2017 kind of just started, but let's look. I mean, Prodigy, since you're the only guy in this podcast with me right now, did you not feel like a glimpse of 2008 Chris Jericho heel turn and, Eddie Guerrero 2005 heel turn after they turned on a friend? They got they had a suit.
Very Eddie Guerrero-ish feel when he took out Rey Mysterio, definitely. Yes.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Chris Jericho, that transformation when he threw Shawn into the Jeritron, I mean, that pretty... But here's the thing, Kevin Owens was like this before. Eddie wasn't like that before. Jericho wasn't like it before. But it gives Kevin Owens the proper build and the proper heat
It
that
does.
he should have had throughout his entire career.
Very true, very true. The only difference between those, like I said, those in the past and, with Kevin Owens, like you said, we never seen Jericho or Eddie do something like this. And, with Jericho and, Eddie, they explain why they did that to, like, Shawn and Ray. Owens, he just explained, why he's being Goldberg. That's something we need. This is Owens that we should have seen in the very beginning. Jericho will always be great to me, but this is the Owens we needed since his debut, not only just in NXT, but in WWE, period. He had it until he lost to Cena, but that's just me personally. Next segment, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do the number one contenders match. It was the next thing. It was the number one contenders match for the Raw Tag Team titles. It was Cesaro and Sheamus versus Enzo and Cass. And Enzo and Cass won. So they are the number one contenders for the club. The match was okay. Nothing, to be like, this is awesome chance or whatnot, but it served its purpose. After the match, though, Enzo was on the mic and stuff, and Sheamus comes out of nowhere with such a nasty bro kick. I don't know if you saw it, but Jesus. That was one of the hardest bro kicks I've ever seen. Like, he knocked Enzo clean on the floor. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm hoping, Cesaro and Sheamus are good together. I don't know what they're doing right now with them. Obviously Enzo and Cass have been deserving of a title run, but the club just started. I don't know how the tag team division, they always have like a big boost, and then all of a sudden they just trail water for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is how they're trailing right now, because I don't know where they're going with it. They'll probably surprise me like WWE always does, but as of right now, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's I don't know why. It's like both brands are suffering from the tag division, and I don't understand from. I don't want to, like Smackdown, for example. It started off strong with Heath Slater and Rhino, and the division was looking good, and then they lost it to Bray and Randy, and then Harper, so it was a Freebird rule, so it was.
And we thought that was gonna do something.
Yeah, thank you for interrupting me. Yeah, we thought that was going good, and then Alpha won it, and then we was like, oh, this is getting exciting, and then nothing. It turned flat. Like New Day, for example, they had they were getting a little
WrestleMania.
Yeah, they was getting stale, but they was keeping momentum in the tag division with good matches. Then once they lost it to Sheamus and Cesaro, which I knew it was going to happen, it just went downhill. And speaking of the match, I kind of predicted it would be a three-way tag dance for a Roadblock with the club, Enzo, Cass, and Sheamus and Cesaro. That way, all three has a purpose and get a pay-per-view payday. But I guess not. So maybe I'm predicted we might have a Sheamus Cesaro WrestleMania build, hopefully, because you can't have Cesaro and Sheamus in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's gonna kill them for right now. Have Sheamus and Cesaro break up and go 1-on-1 to end the feud. Well, to end their little clique they've been going on with. I know you like best friends breaking up out of the blue, so I know you will enjoy that feud.
Yeah, but Cesaro and Sheamus have already had like 7,000 million matches. So unlike ours, where it was 7 years, not 7 matches, but 7 years, and championship gold was calling.
Yeah, but it's been a long time since we saw Sheamus and Cesaro 1-on-1, so this might be the only chance to make it 1-on-1. And I always believe that Sheamus and Cesaro should always be in singles competition. It was good to see Sheamus in the tag division, something new, but we've seen Cesaro in the tag division. It's pretty clear that he can go solo.
Oh, definitely. Cesaro's been needing of a of a major title push. I just hope that it doesn't take him as long as Bray Wyatt did to win a championship,
Well,
or to win a singles championship, a heavyweight title.
Well, Cesaro won the U.S. title in his third month in the company because he won it at SummerSlam against Santino Marella for the U.S. title.
But that was when not many people, cared for Cesaro.
I guess, yeah. He was a new face, and they wanted to push him quickly to the moon, which is kind of odd. They pushed Cesaro to the moon when he came out, when nobody was, when he just started, no one really knew who he was. And now that everybody know who he was and know who he is, and they all behind him, they don't want to push him. It's kind of reverse psychology, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So
But after that, there's a lot of backstage segments. Mick Foley telling KO that you're going to be in a match against Sami Zayn, which WWE said that we'll never see again. But you know how WWE is. We had a backstage segment.
And here comes people that hate the brand split. Get that? Don't forget that.
Then there's Mick Foley making another 2-on-1 handicap match between the Club and Roman Reigns. And we'll get to that. Son of a bitch. And then after that, Brian Kendrick is scheduled to have a match against Akira Tozawa. And Kendrick pretty much kills him. He just beats his ass. And he says that no one respects him, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So, this is basically another... It's pretty much like the same feud that Kendrick had with TJ Perkins. Like Kendrick, cheap shots a guy for not respecting him, blah, 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 stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel bad for... I'm feeling bad for Akira Toriyama. I call him that. Akira Toriyama, just for, Dragon Ball Z. I love that name. I feel like this is what Tajiri versus Brian Kendrick was supposed to be, because I don't know if you watch 205 Live. And I want to talk about 205 Live. But I'll say this first. I feel like this feud with Akira Toriyama, Akira Talza, should have been Brian Kendrick versus Tajiri. But speaking of 205 Live, let's have the matches on 205 Live on Raw to build up the Cruiserweight division. I don't know if you watch 205 Live, but those matches be pretty good.
Yeah, but, even with 3 hours, Raw still doesn't have enough time to build shit right.
Well, how long was that Cruiserweight opening? 2 minutes? We get Cruiserweights for 5 minutes, and we get Roman Reigns for 20 minutes. I think they can find something to balance out. Not even 20. We get Roman for 30 minutes. We see him in the beginning of the show, the middle of the show, and the last hour of the show. Roman Reigns is on TV more than any... Goodness gracious.
I understand. After that, speaking of Roman Reigns, we had the 2-on-1 handicap match. The Club wins by disqualification again, but Roman Reigns pretty much bodies the shit out of him. You're making your tag team champions, people who are supposed to be the top dogs in the division, look like shit against the big dog, the guy. Bullshit. Oh my God. It doesn't help the Club. And that's been the problem since the Club debuted. Booking shit. Booking poorly. Booked poorly. Ass. Terrible.
Well, they were booked okay until, they got separated with AJ. So.
Well, that's because they were with AJ.
And then they was pushing AJ, so.
Because you gotta push AJ.
Well, they fed AJ to Roman, so.
Oh my God. Well, this was an okay match. So far the match. There's only been 2 matches, and the matches have been eh. And then, there's a lot of segments. So far, Raw is a little bit disappointing, very little disappointing. Then we get the New Day versus Mahal and Rusev, and the New Day had a good promo. WWE actually cut out a part of their promo. It's funny because the New Day had ice cream plans, but they were stolen by Lana, and Big E was like, "Oh, Lana knows how to hack into plans and shit because she's Russian and shit," and I think it was hilarious.
Well, that's the thing with Big E. He tells the funny jokes, and then like WWE, they want to censor this guy. If the New Day is not doing anything, I'm not blaming Big E, but I'm just blaming what he be saying. Because last time Big E said something that got cut off from WWE was when he referenced Charlotte breaking Ric Flair's record in the next month because of the title flop. So.
Yep. Yep, that is true.
So, speaking of which,
I mean,
what was you about to say? I don't want to interrupt you because I'm not rude like that.
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm positive, but
Okay. Well, I was gonna say it's gonna happen. Charlotte 16 title reign. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean, the question is who's gonna be the one to give Charlotte the 16th reign. Hopefully, someone like Emma.
Ric Flair.
Well, all right. Speaking of which, Jinder Mahal, the man who came week 3 of the draft the draft split, has had more TV time than Jack Swagger. Let me say that again. Jinder Mahal, who's returned week 3 of the draft of the brand split, has had more TV time than Jack Swagger, former world champion, former ECW world champion, and former Money in the Bank winner. Jack Swagger.
United States champion.
Former United States champion. How could I forget that? I mean, I guess WWE forgot everything about Jack Swagger, but the only thing that Jinder Mahal only thing Swagger got beat by Jinder Mahal is that he was on pay-per-view. So, if Jinder Mahal is on a pre-show or any pay-per-view, Swagger would have officially lost to Jinder Mahal. And that's just the Big Bad Booty Daddy Raw of the day. That's the Raw moment. Jinder Mahal beating Jack Swagger on TV.
Speaking of Jinder Mahal, I don't understand. I actually no, I do understand why they paired Jinder Mahal and Rusev together is because they're not American.
I don't understand why Rusev's in the. This is gonna be a shoot promo right now. I don't understand why they're wasting Rusev with Jinder Mahal, and not to disrespect Jinder Mahal. I mean, I respect all wrestlers, but I never really saw nothing interesting in his wrestling ability or the way he looks. I mean, he looks jacked right now, but Rusev should be in the main event scene. Rusev should have lost the U.S. title and go up to the main event scene, and Roman should have stayed in the mid-card division. Rusev should be where Goldberg is, to be honest. He should be trying to say, I want that title.
Rusev versus Kevin Owens?
Right, I mean,
that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, it does. The only problem is, they're both better heels, but you can make Rusev a tweener. He will work good as a tweener, in that he'll still say.
Isn't he already though? Like, despite him being, he's supposed to be a heel. People love him.
Mm-hmm.
And even in in the Enzo and Cass feud, like he was supposed to be the heel, but everyone he was
supporting him.
And
the same with Roman Reigns too. He made fun of Rusev junk, and said that Lana was expecting more. Rusev decided to fight for his wife, honor, and his manhood. I mean, how's that a heel? I don't know.
He's a heel because he's Bulgarian.
Oh yeah, foreigners.
That's how WWE views it.
Yeah.
But the New Day had a match against Jinder and Rusev, and the New Day won. So far, there's no singles competition so far. It's been tag team matches, handicap matches.
And speaking of the tag team matches, a lot. Don't be surprised if you see Rusev teaming up with Jack Gallagher and beating the new Santino and Kozlov. Don't be surprised.
God. Please don't ruin Rusev.
They're gonna ruin.
Please don't.
They do that. They do it with everybody. The monster, the monster foreigner dominates, wins the title, and then be a jobber. Great colleague, Kozlov.
Vladimir Kozlov didn't win a title.
Well, he won the tag team title when he was teaming up with Santino when he was a.
Well, that was after he was a monster.
But still, he got the monster. He had a monster push. He was in the elimination chamber for the WWE title.
Yeah, and then he got jobbed to Triple H.
Speaking of Triple H, the man buries everyone. The man buries everyone.
But he's Triple H, so we still love him.
Yeah.
I think it was funny when Xavier Woods blew his trombone and Lana just freaking
had a heart attack.
Up and had pretty much, and it was pretty funny. So far, Raw's just
See, this is the problem with Raw. It starts okay, then it gets weak, and then the last hour it'd be okay. Or it'd be
the only thing so far that we've covered that is good was Kevin Owens' promo.
Exactly. So Raw started off strong, and it failed to live up to the hype. I don't understand how hard it is. I mean, you have great talent. Raw has, in my opinion, bigger guys. How do I say this without insulting the rosters? Raw has bigger names than SmackDown, but somehow SmackDown was beating Raw in everything.
SmackDown has always had better, I don't know, that maybe that's just me, but I felt SmackDown has always been better.
No, I always enjoyed SmackDown back in the days in Raw, only because Triple H was always in the main event scene. And guys like Jericho and Benoit never. Oh, Benoit.
Benoit Club.
Oh, you're still doing that even though we broke up as, the friendship.
Because this is a podcast.
Yeah,
technically, we are still a team even though I'm champion and you're not.
Yeah, okay. No, I mean, 9 days ain't too bad. But as I was saying, guys like Jericho and Benoit, number 2. Jericho, Benoit, and, Shelton Benjamin, they never got really a chance to shine in the main event division because Triple H always hogged the spotlight. Not even Edge.
But then again, that was the best. That was the best 3 years of heel Triple H that anyone could ask for.
Yeah, I was glad it was over.
Speaking of good heel work, after that, we had a contract signing for the Cruiserweight title match between Jack Gallagher and Neville. It was a pretty good segment. I'm hoping whenever Austin Aries is healthy, that he comes straight to the main roster and just wrecks havoc.
Oh yeah, it's been confirmed.
To ever live.
Sorry to interrupt you. It's been confirmed that Austin Aries will be in the Cruiserweight division, which I have mixed feelings for. Number one, because it's not really
He'll make it better.
Yeah, he'll make it better, but it's like, one, is not really over with the guys, like the fans right now. 2, I personally see him being on Smackdown, going for the IC title and breaking the Honky Tonks record. Just saying, that's just me personally. And seeing him do matches with AJ and stuff, that's just me personally. than him being on Raw for 3 hours and be having 3-minute matches on the cruiserweight division. Austin Aries is a guy that should have been in the main event scene as soon as he gets out, or at least the
Oh
mid card.
yeah, definitely. That's why I can't wait for Bobby Roode to jump ship to the main roster.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be It's gonna be a glorious push.
Oh, definitely. I can't wait. But yeah, it was a pretty good segment. Jack Gallagher looked like he could actually dethrone Neville. I don't think that should happen. Neville is too much of a great heel right now. But Neville did not have the last lap. Gallagher did.
Oh yeah.
But overall, it was a good segment.
Yeah, and hopefully
better cruiserweight work than what we've seen. So,
hopefully I mean, WrestleMania's coming, and we know that the IC title usually be defended in the little 7-man ladder matches, right? So since it's gonna be Dean and Corbin, let's have Raw have a ladder match for the cruiserweight title. If Austin Aries can't go against Neville, have a 7-man ladder match with all the cruiserweight division, and it will steal the show.
We'll see. We will see. That sounds, replacing Money in the Bank with just a bunch of cruiserweights.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sounds legit. After that, Nia Jax had a squash match. Nothing special. But what she said afterwards, she said that there's the only controversy here is that she hasn't had a title shot yet. And so she's putting everyone on notice. So I'm just waiting for Nia Jax to get her chance.
Oh, yeah, me too. Believe it or not, I have a secret crush on Nia Jax. I am in love with this woman for some strange reason. Maybe it's the theme song. She's not like most girls who only get is what, in the Plastic Little Princess. She's not like most girls who only takes what they get. She's
That is true.
So
that is true.
I'm looking forward to Nia Jax in the title picture. She might be a better heel champion than Charlotte, only because they could work the monster gimmick with her. And I'd rather a monster gimmick than a cocky gimmick with Charlotte.
That is true.
Yeah, it builds a better underdog story.
Speaking of Charlotte, we had another promo segment. Like, is this Smackdown? Like, Jesus. So Bayley had a segment with Stephanie McMahon.
Oh
really
my
good
God!
Promo work by Bayley. Stephanie was like, so the Bayley I know wouldn't keep this title because Sasha helped her win it. And so she's trying to nag Bayley on to give her the title. And then Sasha comes out and's like, Bayley does not, she won it fair and square. She beat Charlotte 1-2-3. She's earned it. Banks is slowly creeping and overshadowing the fact that she's going to turn heel soon. If Sasha doesn't turn heel, there's a possibility of a Stephanie McMahon versus Sasha Banks feud, which might be pretty good.
Oh, one thing I love about WrestleMania season, you don't know who's fighting who. So
exactly. And then Stephanie's like, you need to give it up. And Bayley at first looked like she was going to give it up, and she was like, hell no, I'm not giving it up. Still, she pretty much been the big champion. And then Charlotte comes out. She says at Fastlane, the queen of pay-per-views is invoking her rematch clause. God, I hope she doesn't win. But then again, I mean, why would Charlotte lose her pay-per-view streak on Fastlane?
Like I said, it should have been Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. She should lose the pay-per-view streak. But if WWE might want to do this, have Nia Jax attack Bayley Wait, hold on, no. That would make Charlotte lose her pay per view streak. Have Nia Jax interfere. Get down.
Have Charlotte win, but by disqualification.
Basically, yeah. Have Charlotte win, like Nia Jax come out, inserting her in the picture. That way, we can have a Charlotte Bailey Nia Jax thing going on. And if they want, if Stephanie doesn't want to put over Sasha, like she didn't want to put over Brie Bella, which is a story I would love to go on with, because Brie Bella could have been the next AJ Lee. Have Sasha go in the Fatal 4-Way match. So that way we can have a Fatal 4-Way women's title match, and let's be honest, with Charlotte and Bailey and Sasha, we're guaranteed a good match. And with Nia Jax, we'll get a different feeling than last year's Triple Threat Divas match.
Yeah,
cool.
Seems legit.
And this segment was a little. Did it feel too long for you?
A little bit.
Yeah, it
Because
just.
it was nice that they all got like a little time on the mic, but it was a little too much time altogether.
Yeah, especially with Stephanie. I mean, I just feel like Stephanie had no business. I mean, considering that considering that Kevin Owens won his Universal title, kind of with Triple H helping, and
Oh, but you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to take. Yeah, are you sexist, Stephanie? You don't support women winning this way, but you support men doing this? How dare you? Well, I just felt like I was. Huh?
Oh, and we'll get to something like that when we review SmackDown. But back to Raw. Sasha Banks took on Charlotte, and again, WWE was like, "Oh, this is never gonna happen again." Well, it's right here. But it was a great match. I mean, they can't really put up a bad match. They have so much good chemistry with each other. But Sasha made Charlotte tap, which was pretty shocking. Oh, not pretty shocking. I mean, Charlotte loses on Raw, but
especially when the towel's on the line.
Especially when the towel's on the line. But I mean, this was like, whoa, Charlotte, like
you're going for the paper. You're going to a title match. How are you losing?
I know, right?
And tapping out too. Speaking of which, a wild Dana Brooke appeared.
Yeah, and then she got hit by Bailey. So
love her jog, by the way. I mean, it looked like she was really trying on her hurry to get in the ring to help Charlotte.
After that, Sami Zayn had an interview, and he was like, "I got betrayed by Kevin Owens, so Jericho shouldn't be surprised." He was talking about Samoa Joe and stuff like that. Then Kevin Owens made his entrance. Sammy came out, and then Samoa Joe literally fucked Sammy in the ass. He just obliterated him. He threw him in the ring. Kevin Owens hit a few cannonballs and stuff like that, and then he won by a pop-up powerbomb. Nothing too good, but it was more so the fact that it doesn't make Kevin Owens look as strong as it should have, but it furthers the feud between Sammy and Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But in a feud between Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn, I don't know who I'd want to win.
Well,
Sammy needs a win, but Samoa Joe just debuted and.
Yeah, this is the thing I hate, because you can't always have a winner, especially when you're having a solo one-on-one feud. One person, you can make both look good, but whoever wins is the one who's, getting most of the credit. Except for Sami Zayn and Owens in Battleground, because, Owens was on the main card while Sami was on the pre-show. But sorry for another day. I agree with you that it continues the feud with Sami and Joe, but this did not really help Owens, because it just, made him beat up a defenseless person who wasn't, fit to compete. I mean, it makes him look like a great heel, but doesn't really build for anything.
Yeah.
So.
But after that, Mick and Stephanie were arguing Because it's all about the superstars, not authority figures, guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
New era, same old.
They just bicker back and forth. How the bickering is. After that, Michael Cole was backstage with Brock and Paul Heyman. He asked a question, and Cole ran away because Lesnar what was it? Scared him and whatnot. Yeah, and Paul Heyman. This was a good segment. Paul Heyman. One of the best.
Let's just say it. Let's just say how it was. No, I don't want to interrupt you. Let's say how it was. It was a Brock Lesnar segment with Paul Heyman doing all the talking, building up to the match, like always, while Brock just stands there, looks intimidating, and let Paul do all the magic. That's what this was.
Pretty much, but I think the camera was a little too close to Brock Lesnar's face at some points. So, I mean, that's just me. Yeah. But overall, it was, it was a segment. So it was a good segment.
Let Brock talk. That's all I have to say. Brock lost to Goldberg twice, and I know you want to make him build like a monster, but I think it's time for Brock to, say something. Like, Goldberg, you're next, or Paul, say something stupid again. Get something like that in there. Like, come on.
Although Heyman was, congratulating Owens that he's hitting his stride, but he says Lesnar disagrees. Paul thinks that Goldberg, if he hits a spear and a jackhammer, that Goldberg will be Universal Champion, but the Beast will conquer him at WrestleMania. So I hope it's not Goldberg as champion. That's the only thing.
If Goldberg wins the title, Kevin Owens should have been granted an automatic rematch. So that match should be either a triple threat, but that's just me saying,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And yeah, that's just my beef with Brock and the whole Brock Lesnar Goldberg thing. It doesn't need a title. It's already been built for like years and years because WrestleMania 20 Goldberg won, Survivor Series Goldberg beat him in a minute, which is if we can talk about that for a second, Brock, who after WrestleMania 20 UFC champion, made John Cena his
His bitch.
Pretty much, yeah. Beat the streak and was WWE World Champion. I mean, that's kind of insulting if you think about it. He lost to Goldberg in a minute, and Goldberg has yet to actually wrestled. But that's just me personally.
That's why I don't want him to win the championship.
But big sweaty man likes big sweaty man.
If you hear everyone's cry, don't do it. Now on to the main event. Big Show versus Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman won the match, and I have to say, this was so much better than I originally thought that I was expecting. I mean, I didn't expect it to be the main event, and it's the main event. And for two big men, they killed it out there. They killed it. And not to mention, they did like the tail of the tape and whatnot. Big Show is 383 pounds. He's lost like 120, 130 pounds. Because he was like 500. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the big swole. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, for wrestling a match with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm surprised he's doing it. That just shows you that Big Show will train for Shaquille O'Neal, but not to, for the active wrestlers who need to push.
Hey, but look, Big Show looks good.
Oh yeah, he does. He does. I always remember 2004 Big Show when he had the U.S. title and he was feuding with Eddie Guerrero. That was personally my favorite look on Big Show, but seeing a healthy Big Show, it puts a smile on my face knowing that Big Show always been from my childhood. So Yeah, it's good to see Big Show in a healthy state. That DDP yoga ain't no joke, people. Sign up. And speaking of DDP, congratulations in the Hall of Fame, baby.
DDP, the Master of the Diamond Cutter. This match was really good. Better than I think anybody expected.
I think we all expected a sleeper.
And then after the match, Roman Reigns comes out and Braun freaking drop kicks. Drop kicks. I said it here, people. Drop kicks.
Braun Strowman is just
Roman Reigns.
Braun Strowman is attitude era version of Kane. I'm telling you, man. This man is just a freak of nature.
Look, Braun Strowman, he has proved himself to be a really good commodity. So,
right, I wouldn't even buy the Braun Strowman championship run. That's how good he is.
I just hope that he doesn't get jobbed out to Roman Reigns.
Well, what does Raw stand for?
Roman Reigns.
No, Roman always wins. That's what Raw stands for. So we know who's getting that victory. On a Raw exclusive pay-per-view. Come on.
Well, and that was the end of the show. So since I'm champion, I will go last because my opinion is the best, most accurate. So, best moment, worst moment out of 10 stars, Monday Night Raw for you.
Best moment, Kevin Owens, hands down. Worst moment, the club looking like feces. The club has been, I don't know, especially after they won the tag team titles. They've been looking kind of terrible now. And I don't know if this is an insult to the club, if they did something backstage or something, but come on, this is the club. They're your tag team champions. They should make Roman. They should be killing Roman Reigns. Carl Anderson.
I know it's 2-on-1.
Right, Carl Anderson has his hot Asian wife backstage with him. He should be winning matches, not losing. It's the opposite. But that's the best and worst. And then Raw, it will have to give it probably a 5. It's just Raw. It starts good, goes bad, and at the end it's like, oh, that was good. But overall, a bad show. So 5 stars for me.
Best moment, probably the Kevin Owens segment. Worst moment, probably the club. Yeah. And
you copying my ideas.
Huh. I said 6, only because the main event and Kevin Owens were the only good things on the show, or the only like big things on the show. You know. Let's move over to SmackDown now. And we start the show off with D-Bra. And he introduces Naomi. Everyone, he talks, you're the SmackDown Women's Champion, you've scratched and clawed and everything, you're at the very top, but unfortunately, because of your medical record, you will not be able to defend the title within the required, keyword, bold, italics highlighted, required 30 days. So she she relinquishes the title. Does WWE not follow this rule all the time? Brock fucking Lesnar.
Well, remember,
Lesnar would be gone
Brock got suspended for his drug. What he did? He got suspended for his UFC thing because he was he had a drug in him. But WWE said that since he's a part-timer,
relinquish the championship.
But WWE said that since he's a part-timer, it won't really affect him. So I guess part-timers are immune.
The title's not being defended. The title's not being shown. What bullshit.
I personally feel like this is a ripoff for Naomi.
Bullshit.
It was very emotional because Naomi came from NXT and she worked her way back to the top. So for her to relinquish the title, you can tell, like you can feel like this is very frustrated and very hard for her because she worked her way just to win the title, and it's just it's moments like these. It brings the tears to people's eyes.
I think I believe it's a legit injury.
Yeah, it has to be if she.
And I hope she gets better. And I hope that she wins it back at WrestleMania, maybe.
See, here's my thing. If this injury is like, if she misses WrestleMania, then I can understand. But if this is an injury that she can make it to WrestleMania or like week or two before WrestleMania, she should never forfeit the title. That's just my opinion. She could have kept it. You could have built Alexa Bliss versus Naomi rematch for the title, or somebody versus Naomi for the title in those weeks coming. You could have made her the Diva division, the women's division, Brock Lesnar. That if you want this title, you gotta kill me for it.
Pretty much.
And speaking of which, Daniel Bryan, said that it would be Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch for the women's title, and I was kind of hoping we will see Tamina. Just me. Yeah, because I don't know if you
not out of the blue like that. No.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if you've been seeing Facebook with Natalia or the news, but Natalia just posted a picture with Tamina because apparently on a house show on Smackdown, Tamina teamed up with Natalia to beat, I think, Becky Lynch and probably Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
So Tamina is confirmed that she is fully healed. So I am looking forward to a Tamina return on SmackDown where she can be pushed right.
That is true. But only time will tell. We don't know when that will be. But yes, so Daniel Bryan put Alexa Bliss in a match against Becky. The opening segment was pretty good. Good mic work by D-Bry, good emotional mic work by Naomi, good mic work by Alexa Bliss. Everything was good. The match against with Alexa and Becky could have been better.
I just feel like these two don't have really good chemistry. I mean, they could put a solid match, but it's not a chemistry match.
Nothing over solid.
Yeah.
Nothing over solid. But Alexa Bliss won. So she's the first ever two-time women's SmackDown Women's Champion.
Sadly, I was hoping Becky, but so we're gonna have Becky and Mickey for the Women's Championship. Come on, WWE, you missed the opportunity.
I don't think Becky and Mickey needs the Women's Championship.
I mean, if you want to make the belt look legit, I'll say yes.
I mean, Alexa Bliss, she is the worthy champion. So
oh, you think she's a worthy champion?
Yeah.
I think she's a Trish Stratus wannabe.
No.
Yeah, I don't ask for your opinions, but I mean, not to diss Alexa, I think she's very good, but I just feel like she's not, when I see her as a champion, like especially like her last few weeks with the titles, I've been disappointed. Maybe I just need to see her feud with somebody other than Becky. Like the Naomi was fresh air. So maybe if I see her feud with Nikki or Natalia or Carmella, I might, change my opinion. But for right now, Alexa's just been a mint champion to me. And I feel like I'm just going to see a solid match with her. Not this is the best women's match in SmackDown history. I just feel like, well, I'm going to get at least a decent match. So,
look, that's why people have opinions and perspectives.
Yeah, your opinion sucks. I can tell already.
But I'm champion, so thank you very much.
Yeah, by a very coin toss.
After the match, Mickie James went to try and attack Becky, but Becky kicked her off. Of course, extending their feud. Then we go backstage to Ambrose, and then Kalisto, and then Miz. They're talking about pretty much wanting to main event WrestleMania because they are in the Battle Royal to determine the number one contender for said Battle Royal. That's okay. Then Renee interviews Natalia, and she keeps reiterating that Nikki was generated by looks, Instagram likes, like bullshit, like she's fake,
Plastic
she's gonna expose
surgery,
her,
all that stuff.
all that crappy crap. Uh, and then it hypes their false count anywhere match for later. After that, American Alpha took on Breezango. American Alpha won, of course. Everyone loves Breezango though. I want them to have something legit.
If you're gonna make them, squash in the tag division, at least make Tyler Breeze and Fandango go for the IC title. Because I could see Tyler Breeze as IC champion, in my honest opinion. But like SmackDown, we always seeing someone get TV time. But I don't want to see Breeze, especially someone like Tyler Breeze, who has potential, and Fandango, to be jobbing in 3 minutes. I mean, it's not the cruiserweight division. Come on.
After that, the Usos came through the crowd, and so far the Usos, they're good heels. Their promo work.
That was the best tag promo I've seen in a long time. I mean, not even tag. That was just a good promo. Period. Especially
Jay. At the end.
Especially Jey Uso. He surprised me. He was on point. Like they planned that promo and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, at the end, he was like, Alpha's going to go to their hotel room, have their protein shake, say their prayers, go to bed, but they're going to toss and turn, and they aren't going to be able to shake the feeling that someone's behind them, and it ain't paranoia, it's the Usos. So them being heel gives them more mic time and better build, and I think it's really good for them. Really good for them.
Yeah, speaking of heels, since the Usos turned heel, they reinvented themselves. They got better mic, new outfits, new look, new moveset. I feel like the Usos need to talk to Dolph Ziggler about how to improve on being a heel, because god dang, Dolph. I mean, didn't he cut a promo after the Usos segment?
Yes. After the Usos segment, AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, and Mojo Rawley all had a tiny promo.
Why was the? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off. What were you about to say?
Why is Mojo Rawley in this freaking battle royal?
And not Jack Swagger, someone who will be a legit contender for the title. Who knows?
They said SmackDown's elite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Mojo Rawley, Kalisto, and Apollo Crews in this freaking match?
See, I don't understand I do not understand your problem with Kalisto and Apollo Crews. I actually like them. I don't see Kalisto in the WWE title picture. I see him in the IC title picture. I mean, that's just me, especially Apollo IC, but they deserve to be in a battle royal. I mean, that's just Mojo. I honestly think he should be the SmackDown jobber, if you ask me. Yeah. But I was gonna say something very serious, very emotional. Dolph Ziggler, you used to be the man when it came to cutting promos. You had the passion, Dolph. That was obvious. That was the most horrible promo I ever seen you cut. The slow talking, the little looking depressed, looking angry, saying the new era's canceled, super kicking the green screen. It's bad. It's really bad, Dolph. I mean, like, I don't understand, Dolph. I mean, I don't want to make this a shoot podcast because I don't know why I always do that. But Dolph, you were a great heel. You are a great talker. Heels always have more freedom to talk. But Dolph, I feel like you need to be the heel that needs a manager to talk for you. You need Paul Heyman on SmackDown just for you, because lately, Dolph, you've been sucking. And it ain't your matches that sucks.
Well, the people that he has matches with suck. Just saying.
Whoa, so you think Kalisto sucks?
I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like Apollo Crews.
Whoa, is this a personal thing? Is this because they're faces? I mean, why do you not like them?
I like Seth Rollins. He's a face. I like John Cena. He's a face.
You like Roman Reigns? He's a face?
Hell no, I don't like Roman Reigns.
So why don't you like Apollo and Kalisto? These guys are very talented.
They're garbage.
Oh,
Apollo Crews has personality, nothing else. Kalisto has in-ring work, nothing else.
Right, that's why you have Kalisto be your wrestler. And he'll just put on good matches in the IC division or have a TV title division. Have a TV champion for guys like them.
I wish.
You know, I need to get on Twitter and tweet Dan Bryan and Shane like, hey, make a TV title so that way you can give guys a push. Someone post that on Twitter, please.
After that, Nikki Bella had a promo. So standard SmackDown, a lot of promos. Nikki Bella, she's going to prove that she's more than a pretty face. She's the longest reigning Divas champion for a reason. She's going to leave it all out in the ring. Then it's their Falls Count Anywhere match, and it was a spot fest. It was pretty good.
Surprisingly, Nikki Bella put on the match.
Nikki Bella put an Alabama Slam on Natalya. Leaping roundhouse dropkick out in the audience. They went backstage. I mean, it's Falls Count Anywhere for a reason. So they went backstage. Then Natalya throws Nikki into a curtain, and Maurice is there again. So already 2 times. You already know where this is building up. But they're still fighting. Nikki reverses into the Fearless Lock, but then Maurice comes with a steel pipe and starts wailing on Nikki. Miz came and pulls her off, and then Natalya wins with a pinfall. So obviously we know where this is going, into the rumored intergender tag team match at WrestleMania between Cena and Bella versus Miz and Maurice. The good match, good spot fest. I guess it was the best way to end the feud. Even though I really wanted Nikki to win, but since they're building up for this intergender tag match, it makes sense for Nikki to lose. But I don't think it, because I mean, obviously it looks like Cena and Nikki will win this match, and it does nothing for the Miz, who has been on fire since the draft. So I don't know.
Yeah, SmackDown, they know how to transition into another storyline. I mean, we seen it with this one. This is a good example. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt is a good example of transition into another storyline. SmackDown knows how to go to storyline A to storyline B, which is very, very impressive because that transition was beautiful. And
I know, it was like bam, one to another.
Right, and I don't want to. We'll get to it later, but I was hoping that Maurice coming out will lead to maybe a 6-woman tag match at Mania on SmackDown. But when we talk about the Battle Royal, we'll know why. So
after the match, Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews had their promo work.
Let me guess, you hit Apollo Crews? You hit Apollo Crews promo?
I mean, all the promos were short, sweet, cut to the point.
Not Ziggler's.
Bray Wyatt and Orton had a promo. Orton has earned the keys to the kingdom, and anyone who wins tonight will be his sacrificial lamb. Welcome to the era of Wyatt. Run. So, they have to be on the show because they're the hottest thing on SmackDown right now.
The hottest feud.
Yes, Cena made his entrance, but he didn't have like a promo or anything. So, but it doesn't matter because John Cena doesn't need no promo. And then we have the number 1 contenders battle royal for the WWE Championship main event. So Dean Ambrose comes. He starts wailing on Corbin. This battle royal was good because it continued and made all the major feuds on SmackDown. Mojo Rawley was eliminated.
Thank God. Sorry about that.
Yes, thank God. Corbin eliminates him. Ziggler eliminates Kalisto. And then Apollo quickly eliminates Ziggler after that. And then
Ziggler hit the chair. The same formula.
Hits the chair. He starts wailing on Kalisto. Apollo Crews gets distracted, thus Corbin eliminating Crews. And then, that furthers the Dolph, Apollo, and Kalisto feud.
Don't be surprised if they're in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Don't be surprised. Because this is what the feud is leading up to.
Probably. Then, more action than drop kicks by Miz on the rest of the people. Miz gets the little yes chants going, and then he gets eliminated by John Cena for the second time because Cena eliminated Miz at Elimination Chamber. So then after that, more good action. Then Ambrose eliminates Corbin for the second time, just like Elimination Chamber. So, that furthers their feud. Then The Miz comes up out of nowhere and eliminates John Cena, which trigger sets up the intergender tag team match between Cena and Bella, Maurice, and Miz at WrestleMania. So yeah.
Yeah, is it me or was it better when Nikki and Cena did not interact at all in storyline wise?
Then again, did they ever interact?
No, this would now be the first time they're gonna officially interact because we mentioned Nikki Bella with Cena with Natalya and Carmella, but they never actually involved like Cena physically in it. So this would now be Cena's first time physically involved with his girlfriend, Nikki Bella. And if history serves right, Cena will most likely sleep with Maurice. Because Maurice is a married woman with The Miz. And,
Cena will be lucky.
Right. He will not, and he will still get the highest paycheck. He ain't going nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Cena makes $10 million a year. Like, Jesus.
Right, Cena be like this: I'll screw your wife, I'll screw your wife, I'll screw your mother, and I'll still get paid $10 million. You ain't touching me, boy. And you try to touch me, you're the one who's fired, not me.
True.
Cena, I wish I was Cena. I want to be Cena like Cena when I grow up. I sleep with any woman, and y'all can't touch me, cause y'all be fired.
And y'all can't see me either. Then more action, and then Ambrose has Styles like in like an attitude adjustment type fireman carry, and then Luke Harper super kicks Ambrose. Ambrose falls out the ring, so Harper eliminates Ambrose. Then they have a pretty good back and forth, and then this is where the shit happens. So the storyline is that both men's feet touched the ground first. There was no replays.
Even Mick Foley said that on Twitter. But then again, Mick Foley is the guy who made Sheamus and Cesaro draw and made them a tag team. But carry on.
As we clearly saw AJ's feet touch the floor first. Clearly. Like, Harper landed like 2 seconds after AJ did.
See, I think they chose that was a good finish. Because, history show that's always a good finish. You want to make both guys look strong and make a match with them. But they just picked a bad spot. Like, they should have did something.
Yeah.
That suplex spot made it too obvious that AJ was gonna hit first. But if they would have chose maybe, I don't know. They could have done anything different. Maybe they both did a super kick and they both fell down, or both were tied.
They could have gone over the top rope on the apron, and both did a super kick and then both fell down.
Yeah, or
believable.
And Luke do a clothesline from inside the ring, and then he put so much weight into it that they both fly out the ring over the top. I mean that's a perfect spot right there, but. But because of that suplex, there was no. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. That is very rude of me. But because of that suplex spot, there was no photo finish. That's why.
And because of that spot, they were arguing in the ring, and Daniel Bryan came down and said, "Hey, this is a draw, and y'all will face each other in a one-on-one match next week to determine the actual winner." Mm-hmm. And then Harper levels AJ with a lariat. So. Harper is standing tall, and then Bray is shown chuckling in a room, and that's the end of the show.
All
So,
right, do we talk about Talking Smack too? Because they announced some names on Talking Smack. The Miz TV, that's one. That's really
yes.
And then
Cena will be on Miz TV next week.
and then Luke Harper versus AJ. Number one, that
Luke
will
Harper
be.
versus AJ.
It's gonna be a phenomenal match. Give them 30 minutes.
I think it's gonna be a really great match.
Give them 30 minutes. That's exactly 9:25. We get the entrance, commercial break. Make that the commercial break after Luke Harper's entrance. Ding ding ding. Let the match start. That's how you do it. And
we'll see how WWE does that. So best moment, worst moment, and rate it.
Oh, no problem. Can I choose two bad moments?
If you want.
Yeah, just because it's kind of tied, which is kind of.
It won't get you any closer to the championship, but I mean, yeah, you can.
Well, two of my worst moments watching SmackDown was Naomi forfeiting the title, which is very depressing because she worked her, she literally worked her ass for it. And another bad moment that made me want to change the channel is when, sorry, I had a phone call. Is when Dolph Ziggler cut that promo. That was the worst thing I have ever listened to and thought my whole life. Dolph Ziggler, I thought turning heel will save you. It's obviously not. Turn face. Turn face. Just turn face. Be like, I'm sorry, guys. So love you.
And out of 10 stars.
Oh wait, the best moment was Luke Harper getting the push, and then out of 10 stars, I say this is just for the Luke Harper angle. SmackDown gets a 10.
Even with the Dolph Ziggler promo?
Even with that terrible Dolph Ziggler promo, seeing guys like Harper getting pushed is very happy for me. And getting Harper and AJ still in the main event scene, even with losing the WWE title. Yeah, I'm going to give SmackDown a 10.
The best moment probably was the Battle Royal, but the worst moment was the stupid screwy finish. Because we clearly saw that AJ landed first, but I'd give it a 9, only because not a 10 because of the tag team match and the some promos, but pretty good SmackDown. Obviously, SmackDown has been beating Raw the last few weeks. Overall, they've been beating them since the draft. So
yeah, SmackDown had a slow build, and you can see it picked up every episode. Probably only.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's only been like 2 episodes at Raw. I have to say Raw beat SmackDown in the draft, which was the first episode. And I think the episode after Royal Rumble will be the second one, but other than that, SmackDown's the show.
Yeah, SmackDown's the show. So with our leaving question, how long do you think the prodigal son of the WWE, will hold the Real Talk Heavyweight Championship?
Or better yet, why did you turn your back on me? Why did you end the friendship? Why did you pick the title over me?
Hold the championship, because sometimes, money, in this case, championship gold, does things to people. But a lot of the times, they realize that they fucked up. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to keep this championship forever. No one's beating me.
We'll just know by Fastlane where we will have a 2-time champion. And like we said,
and what if it's Maverick?
It's not. Like we said in the old podcast, when we said that we would guarantee the new champion, and we both were champions, I'm guaranteeing you that I will get the title back.
Keep dreaming, because 9 days is the only time you'll have a taste of gold on my watch.
You're funny.
And with that, everyone, that is the end of this Raw and Smackdown review from Real Talk Wrestling Podcast, I'll let this guy say goodbye first because he's not champion. Thank you.
This is the Big Bad Booty Daddy, your future two-time Real Talk Wrestling Podcast champion. I would like to say, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you liked it, share it with a friend, share it with a family. Let these series grow, man. We're gonna have big things popping, man. Big things gonna happen, and you ain't stopping jack. And yes, I had.
And it all starts with me staying your Real Talk Heavyweight Champion.
Before I was really interrupting my outro, I was about to make fun that I cut a promo longer than Jack Swagger. But, no point to that. Yeah, man, just like, subscribe, share the videos, man. We enjoy doing these every episode. It's despite the whole Prodigy turning heel out of nowhere. I'm still enjoying these episodes. So.
And that's your 2 minutes of fame. Thank you all for joining us. I have been the prodigal son of the WWE, but I'm not really, remember, the prodigal son of the WWE. I am just a fan, but I know what I am, and I am your Real Talk Heavyweight Champion of the world. Deuces.
Subscribe.